Hello again, welcome back to the 22nd floor for the Football Spy show and some more of the transfer rumours doing the rounds on Planet Football. We've got a monster bid from Chelsea for a very exciting player today. The latest on the new signing Liverpool made last night, and no, it's not Joe Cole. And a possible raid by the Real Madrid boss Jose Mourinho on his old club. We've also got your emails on the most popular part of the show, your teams. We've got some good ones today. But first of all, it's transfer time. Now, this man is Ramirez. He's 23 and he was very impressive for Brazil at the World Cup, and he wants to go to Chelsea. By all accounts, Chelsea have been quietly working on making it happen. But now there's another club involved. Have a guess who it is. Yes, you're right. City. In our own Daily Mirror today, City are in for the £30 million rated midfielder as they're worried they might not get James Milner from Aston Villa. Me personally, I don't know where any of them are going to play, as City have got midfielders coming out of their ears already. Elsewhere, Chelsea have made a £20 million bid for the exciting Brazilian striker Neymar from Santos. Lots of reports coming out of Brazil overnight. And we've got a statement from Santos here on Spy. They confirm Santos FC declare that they've received an official proposal from Chelsea FC of England for the economic rights of the forward Neymar. But the statement reiterates that Santos FC have no interest in opening negotiations. We'll see what happens when Chelsea up their bid. West Ham look though as though they're going to be blown out of the water. Here's your daily Balotelli update. City are confident of being able to do a deal, but it's now looking as though it's going to be a lot less than the £32 million initially being talked about in Italy earlier this week. The Mail say today that it's likely more to be around about £23 million, which for me is even still a bit too much. Some more stories for you doing the rounds today. The Sun say that the Swedish striker Zlatan Ibrahimovic is going to slum Man City's interest to stay at the Spanish club Barcelona, probably because City were not interested in his demands to be the top earner at Eastlands. We love new names here on the show, and on the Mirror Football website, West Ham are set to finalise a move for Lyon defender Francois Clerc, who's available on a free transfer, having seen out his contract with a French club. On the same site, Wolves, West Ham and Blackburn are locked in a three-way tussle to sign the striker Benjani, who's a free agent after leaving Manchester City. And this story is going to interest all of you Spurs fans. It's in the Mail. To be fair, it's in all the papers, but I've chosen the Mail because I want to spread the love a little bit. They say that the striker Roman Pavlyuchenko is on the verge of a season-long loan switch to Portuguese club Sporting Lisbon. That would presumably clear the way for Craig Bellamy to come in from City. As we know on the show, Harry Redknapp likes him quite a bit, and Bellamy himself, say the Mail, has turned down a bid from Wolfsburg to take him on loan. And just finally, for all of you United fans who want to see the Germany midfielder Mesut Ozil at the club, well, the Sun say that he's back on Manchester United's radar. Yesterday they were saying that United not going to sign any players. We'll talk about that in a bit. One deal we didn't mention in that roundup was the Liverpool one for the Rangers defender Danny Wilson. If you're Scottish and you're watching this, please get in touch to let me know whether this boy is any good or not. He's 18, he came through the youth ranks at Ibrox, and Liverpool have been watching him for a while. The deal's worth around about £5 million, so if you've seen him play, let me know whether he's worth it or not. And while we're on the subject, it set me thinking, who are the young players at your club that you're looking forward to seeing next season? I've been looking at some of your teams that you've been sending in, and lots of them have got players that have come through the ranks at your clubs, like Josie Baxter at Everton, Jack Wilshere at Arsenal, Sam Hutchinson at Chelsea, and Raphael at Man United. So who are the young players at your club that you're looking forward to seeing next season? Before we move on, just to say there's still not been a deal agreed between Fulham and Ajax over Martin Jol at the time of filming this show. It's a situation that's really dragged on, but we expect it to be resolved today with Jol moving to London. So visit the Mirror Football website for more details on that later today. Now, yesterday I told you that Sir Alex Ferguson had declared that United would not be spending this summer, and I asked you whether they could win the title with the squad that they have. Now, judging from your responses, it's a bit of a split decision. King Kung Fu Cantona says here, United need to sign. That's a simple truth. Our squad isn't good enough. Our midfield is the weakest in the whole top six. 543 Joe says, I'm a Man United fan. I don't think United are going to win anything, especially with that rubbish Bulgarian. I'm presuming he's talking about Dimidar Berbatov. He says, I also think there's too much pressure on Rooney to perform like last season when in the space of a week when Rooney was injured, we lost the lead in the Premier League and we were knocked out of the Champions League. Old Root says, not only am I worried about not winning any major trophies, I'm also worried about City maybe beating us next season. Letter to Fergie, just to let you know that the transfer window is open. There is support for Sir Alex Ferguson though. Monkey Bobs has been on and he says, I think Manchester United need to sign someone like Johan Gerkov to play behind Rooney, but apart from an attacking midfielder that is creative and can score goals, they don't need anyone else. And HCW says United will win the league. Fergie knows what he's doing. The reason he doesn't want to sign anyone else is because the asking prices are way too much for some players. Keep your views coming in on that subject. I personally don't see United winning the league next season with the squad they have. They need goals from midfield and they don't have enough at the moment. But let me know what you think. Now then, we've created a monster with this section of the show. Your teams. I promised a few of you yesterday that I'd get yours in today, so here they are. We're going to start with Joseph Stevens' West Ham 11. And I've got to say, it's not that different to last season. Rob Green's in goal with a free transfer, Tal Ben Haim in the back four. The other Bosman free, Thomas Hitzelsberger's alongside Scotty Parker in front of that defence, while the Mexican Pablo Barrera is on the left with Valan Barami on the right. Not sure he's staying at the club though. Carlton Cole's been having a good pre-season so far. He's just in behind Loic Remy, but I don't think Remy's coming to Upton Park anymore, and that front man is more likely to be Freddie Picquion, who signed for around £3 million the other day. Here's Michael Day's Manchester City team, and it's very, very strong. Interesting to see Joe Hart in goal instead of Shay Given. Also Vincent Kompany at centre-half instead of Kolo Touré. Nigel de Jong and Yaya Touré are sitting in front of the back four, which means no place for Gareth Barry. And the front four, very, very strong indeed. Adam Johnson's on the right, Silva's on the left, and Tevez is in behind Adebayor. That side would do very well in the Premier League next season. But I got more of a problem with all of the Liverpool sides that are being sent in to me, as I can't remember a single one that I've seen that's got a defensive midfielder. This one's no different. It's from Mustafa Scherzi. And judging by the lineup, Steven Gerrard's going to have to be sacrificed as a defensive midfielder to allow Aquilani to get forward, which isn't really ideal for me. Kaut and Jovanovic are on the flanks with Joe Cole just in behind Torres, but it's the centre of that midfield which is a problem for me with that team. Two more teams for you, and we've got another West Ham lineup. This time it's from Simon Buchanan, and he's got the Swiss Lazio star Stefan Lichtensteiner at right back. He's 26, a really good player. The 24-year-old defender Toya Regnussen is at centre-half. He's just left the Norwegian club Tromsø to join the German club Schalke on a 3.5-year deal. And I quite like this defence. It's probably a bit wishful thinking to include the powerful Argentina midfielder Christian Ledesma just in front of the back four. He's 27, he plays for Lazio, and I couldn't see them selling to West Ham. But Simon's got the 24-year-old Congo striker Diamersiu Mbakani playing on the right of a front three with Pablo Barrera on the left, and again Picquion up front. It's a strong side. Now finally, here's Rob Lee's Everton side. I'm fascinated in it because it's not really that different to last season, and I just wonder, Rob, if that's because there's no money to spend at Goodison Park. Write in again, Rob, and let me know. Time for your messages, and it was good to see some of you on YouTube answering each other's questions yesterday. Just to go through a couple that you've left for me though. Ha, it was me says, I'm getting worried, Darren. Are Chelsea going to sign anyone else? Please read this out and let me know. Well, hopefully you've seen earlier in the show that the Neymar thing's going ahead, and also Ramirez, who's actually gone on record as saying that he actually wants to go to Chelsea. Mohammed says here, Darren, where's the Villa love this year? I think Eduardo's the kind of signing that we need, although I'm not sure that he's mentally gotten over his broken leg. Well, I've got a confession to make. I made a slip of the tongue yesterday. I said Eduardo was having a medical at Villa, and he was in fact having it at Shakhtar Donetsk. You can see how easy it is to get those two mixed up. Stop laughing, Patrick. Anyway, Mohammed wants to see the Bosnian captain Zvedan Misimovic coming in for Milner if he goes to Manchester City. Misimovic is 28, he plays for Wolfsburg. Now that McLaren's there, though, I don't think he'll be letting him go. Bad halves, one of a number of Arsenal fans calling for Jay Simpson to be promoted at the club into the first team to replace Eduardo. But I can tell you that his future is very much in the balance at the Emirates. He scores goals when he comes in, been doing well in pre-season, but he's been told that he can go if the right offer comes in for him. The right offer hasn't yet come in for me, which means the Football Spy show is indeed back tomorrow. Just one quick thing, when you're posting today, let me know which country you're posting from. We also want your pictures in on the show as well, so send them in too. But that's it for now. I'll see you next time.